Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's Monday Meetup. I'm Gina, and I am the founder of Cheer Coach Academy. Cheer Coach Academy is a resource for cheer coaches, primarily for school cheer coaches, to help you be the best coach that you can be and help build the best team that you can build. You can find out more at cheercoachacademy.com. So I'm going to do a little self-reflection right now in how we did at our first football game this last week. I'm at a new school coaching, and it's a brand new team. They haven't had a cheer program in a couple years. I had 2 girls on my team that have ever cheered on a sideline, so the rest of them had never cheered on the sidelines. They have worked so hard all summer to be able to do what they did at the first game, and I'm so proud of how well they did. And there's several things that I feel like we did really well, and as a coach that I did well, and there's several things that I want to work on. So I'm going to share that with you, and hopefully it'll be helpful. I'm gonna grab something because there's something I'm gonna show you that I forgot to get. Okay, I'll show it to you in a second. So some of the things that I feel like went well is I did what I've been doing for several years. I have all of the cheers on video, and with me having a new program, they didn't have a list of cheers, and so I had them go to cheercoachacademy.com, click on sidelines. They learned all the sidelines there, and then thankfully I created season 1 for Cheer Coach Academy that has in there the dances and cheers. So there were 15 cheers, and there were also dances for them to learn. So I had them learn all of that. And then any other cheers I had for them, I recorded, put it on video, and they learned the cheers on video throughout the summer, but then we reviewed them as well at practice. There were some cheers we needed to teach at practice, but we really spent the time making sure we knew all the cheers. And one thing that was really cool is if they knew the cheers by a certain day, we had a ice cream sundae social. So that was a little bit of a motivation for the team to learn all the cheers. And then one other thing that I did is I made sure that we had some really fun things that the crowd I knew would really love. So that would be at the quarters and timeouts as well as at halftime. And I'll be doing a video of that sometime in the near future of just crowd-pleasing things that you can do that it doesn't take a high level of advanced skills, but it's something that the crowd really, really loves. So I'll be showing those to you as well. But we did some things at quarters and at halftime that really wowed the crowd. So I was excited about that. And then one other thing that we did is I had them in their sideline formation. We practiced on the track for the couple weeks leading up to the game, and I had them practice moving to their formation or their stunts for timeouts and quarters just so they could move quickly and get there. And they looked like a veteran team that they had done this before. So I rehearsed it over and over with them so they didn't seem clueless about what is first quarter, what cheer is it. So they had that as well. And one thing that really helped is the binder. So I made this a binder for the captains, and then I have one. And then inside we have all of the cheers, and I have them separated by just like general sidelines, cheers that we have that don't have any motions, and then we have some cheers that we just use signs and we put up stunts. I have football cheers, offense and defense cheers, and then our performance cheers. So it's all in here, and it's in sheet protectors, just so if it's raining or snowing, like it can do in Colorado by October, so then it stays into good shape. And then we did a football game plan. So in the game plan, it has the information about where it is and what date, the time to be there, where to meet, what uniform, how to wear their hair. And then they also needed to bring their warm-up jacket and pants, both white palms, both blue palms. So they had their whole list of everything they needed to bring. We didn't need the warm-up jacket, but you never know, it can get cool here at night. And then we had the first quarter cheer planned, the halftime, third quarter, and then I had a list of timeouts. So there were general ones that maybe there wasn't anything super, I guess you could say that you had to cheer, like maybe the other team was about to score a touchdown, so you really needed defense cheer. So we had like general cheers and then also crowd cheers. So if it was a timeout, only because maybe the other team was going to score, we had some defense cheers listed out to make it really easy for the captains. and the captains did a great job calling all the cheers. So this binder is really helpful, and it gave my new captains just confidence, because here they were leading this team that had never cheered on the sidelines before, and they're the two who had. But for them to lead the team, just having this was, I think, a little bit of a comfort zone for them. And then I had it as well, so I could refer to it. Let's see, and then I prepared the captains for what to expect as best I could. I let them know that I want them to call as many cheers as possible. They know the whole list. There were a few that we're going to revisit today, but they did a really good job with it. I also told them how to communicate, making sure it gets passed down the line, that everybody knows what cheer, but then also it was great to see when we had to adjust, like we were doing an offense cheer and then the ball gets turned over, then we definitely needed to move that to a defense cheer. So the team, I'll meet with them today to see if they have the same feedback, but they seem to all really communicate well, from what I could tell from the sideline. And then I also talked to the team about how to interact with each other. So I told them the captains are calling the cheers. They're working with me on that. If you think of a cheer that you think would be really good, let them know. If they decide not to do it, get over it. Just get over it. Let's not have any infighting. I didn't expect that totally from my team, but I went ahead and prepared them that just because your cheer that you suggested doesn't get called does not mean anything personal against you. So prepare your team for that. And I really prefer that the rest of the team not suggest cheers unless it's like a real game time situation and they think of it right away. But just doing, a little clappy fun cheer, the captains really, I want them to call those, just because they don't need, the rest of the team yelling down cheers that we should do. So I prepared them for that. Another thing that I did that I hadn't really done before is I had some assignments for my parents. So I had one that was specifically responsible for taking pictures and one specifically for video, which was great because there's no way I could capture everything, and the pictures and the videos are incredible. I'm so happy to have them. And then I had a parent who was up in the sound booth doing music. So I actually got my parents involved, and I got them doing things that I would always, after games, wish I would have gotten more pictures or maybe had a better angle, maybe up in the stands a little bit more of a routine. So it was great to see all the pictures that came in to me after the game. So those are some of the things that I felt like I did well as a coach. I also, even though I've done this for many, many years, I have areas that I decided I really needed to grow in. And so I was seeing if the pep band was coming, and they weren't coming to this first game. They weren't quite ready. But I should have better communicated with the football coach, and I know him really well, but I didn't think of asking him about doing a banner or flags. I kind of thought of it. I thought it was a little much for our first game ever with this team. And so, but then I saw them, they actually had this flag, and I thought we should have been there doing that. We should have had a banner for them to break through. It was in the back of my mind, not a huge priority, but I want to make sure I do that. Also, I didn't realize that they had a special song that they wanted to play after touchdowns. So I went up to the sound guy asking him, like, why are they playing music? The cheerleaders are doing this. And come to find out, the football coach wanted that. So we do what the football coach wants, obviously, for their game. So we're going to make a plan around that. I should have gotten a better idea of what the student section would be like and plan more cheers in front of them. They stood up the whole game. They were really interactive, which I was impressed to see because it was the first time we had a cheer program in many years. So the students in that section had never really seen cheerleaders at a game, and so I want to learn some of the things that they were shouting, and so I have to talk to my team about that to see what are those things, and let's make sure we're the ones leading it or at least participating in it with the student section. So let's see. I want to have the cheer parents sit together. They were kind of spread out, which I don't want to make them sit together, but I know with one of the teams I coached, the parents really did sit together and they formed this little club, and they actually, it's been, I don't know how long, 10 years since I coached there, and these parents still get together, so it's really cool. But just bringing the unity together with the families. But it was really fun because a lot of my cheerleaders have younger siblings, and so my son, who's 9, was able to hang out with them, so it was really fun for them. And then I need to teach my team more about football. Now, usually I do a football test. We just had so much. I'm hearing knocking in this room. We had so much to cover. I mean, from learning a whole new cheer list, they had never done a stunt before. I mean, there was so much to learn that I didn't spend the time teaching them about football. I don't know, I've always known football. So even when we were waiting for halftime, there was a delay to start it because they had to do the play over again because of a pass interference, and then it was a false start, and the clock was at 0, but they were letting them have that play still. So I'm explaining it to my team, and I'm thinking, you guys need to know a little more about football. So that's something that they are going to learn more about. I knew they needed to. I didn't know that they needed to know that much, but they're going to learn. And then I also want to have a list of cheers for the fans so they know what to yell back. They're not used to having cheerleaders there. And also, even if your crowd is used to having cheerleaders there and they don't know what to yell, just having a list or with the program to have that part of the program book is really good. And then I guess the last thing is just kind of minor, but the athletic department's selling these discount cards, and I don't know if they were being sold there. So I definitely should have had some parents there set up so the cheerleaders could sell some of the athletic discount cards as well. So those are some areas that I felt we did really well, some areas we need to work on, and just make those improvements. So hopefully this was helpful to you as you coach your games. Maybe you've been coaching a long time and you have some ideas and suggestions as well. I'd love to hear them. So be sure to send them to me. You can either email me, Gina@cheercoachacademy.com. You can also leave a comment on whatever platform that you are watching this on. I'm doing this on Instagram Live, but I will be putting it on Facebook as well as the YouTube channel. Be sure to follow those as well. Other ways that you can get involved as a coach with Cheer Coach Academy is just go to the website. There is a number of free resources, the key to coaching cheerleading, 12 ways to escalate your stunts. So there's a number of resources for you. They're free of charge. And then there's some other resources also that they do come with a cost, but they're extremely helpful and valuable for coaches, which is Stunt School, teaches you how to do stunts. And we have 70 stunts in there. And then also season 1, and that gives you all the material you need for a whole season. So for the cost of what you'd send, less than the cost of what you'd send one cheerleader to camp, you're going to get 15 cheers, 3 dances, 2 sideline dances, 10 transitional stunt sequences, team building, and a number of other things in that altogether. That has been a lifesaver for me starting at a new school and a new program to just have my cheerleaders just learn all this material on video. So I'd love to hear more from you. What have you done well at games and what do you need to improve on? What advice do you want to pass on to other coaches? Be sure to join me on Mondays for Monday Meetup, and thanks so much for joining me. Bye.